Hey, Wise guys, this is Penny Kid with Pennywise Coaching, and I'm here with my new friend Sharon Svenson, and she has some joyful things to talk to us about today. And I want to just get to know you a little bit, Sharon, and tell us more about what you do and what your community is all about. And I'm hoping at the end of this, you can put some action steps for people in the comments below of ways they could connect with you further. So
Okay.
first off, just give us a little introduction of yourself.
Well, I am a hypnotist, which I just love. And I think that scares people a little bit.
Okay.
But maybe to start off with, just to describe what is hypnosis. And to me, all hypnosis is self-hypnosis, and we're going in and out of it all the time.
Mm.
So, for instance, when you're driving and you get to your destination and you don't have a recollection of seeing anything, but here you are, and there's no dents in your car, and all is well, that's hypnosis, that going within. So, we want to use that ability that we have to go within and really focus on what we want. And I think in so many different ways, we're trained up to go to the fears and the anxieties and the worst case scenarios. So I work with people to go to that state where they can overcome the fears and the anxieties and their limiting mindsets and beliefs so they can line up with the life that they want to live. I've helped people overcome incurable illnesses, to turn around depressions and anxieties. And my latest, and it's really dear to my heart, is my Joyful Abundance course coming up, because I saw, working with clients since 2005, that one of the biggest contributors to overweight, to bad habits, to alcoholism, to all these different things, one of the big contributors was the fear of money.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had a ton of struggles around that. I feel like I've overcome health issues and mental health issues. And it's like, oh my gosh, this stuff works. Focusing in a very focused way. So, what hypnosis does is it can help you fast forward that overcoming of those negative thought patterns. And I bet you, like everyone, Penny, you probably have some beliefs that don't serve you,
Right.
where
Right.
we don't even realize it. I've worked with, I was with this outfit, the Coaches Council, and I coached people that were starting off their businesses or wanting to get them going. And to me, mindset is everything. Again and again, I saw they could work super hard and do all the right things, but they didn't have that success.
Yeah.
Or they couldn't get themselves to do it or follow through. There
Right.
was always something that distracted them, or they went to that place of procrastination, or it's like, why don't I line up and do the things that I want to do? Because there's some beliefs and mindsets that are going on that are stopping you from doing that.
Right.
So one of the first things I work with, whether it is an addiction, whether it is a bad habit, or it's a scarcity mindset, we start with letting go of the past, letting go of that attachment of, this is who I am. It's immutable. No, it's not. You were born to change. You can think differently. And I'm sure you've had that. I'm not the same person that I was when I was in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
That we can change, we can do things differently, and there is so much more that's possible for us and awaits us.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody today because I'm helping work on gathering people for my reunion. And we were talking about that. Like, yeah, we're not the same people we were when we were 18,
No.
and nor do I want to be. Right. And so
Yeah.
you you've tapped into that where you can help people change on the things that we think, oh, I'm this old, I'll never change. It'll never be different for me. Right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Where it's like, well, that's just the way it is. That's just how I am. No, you're not.
Yeah. Yeah. Not if you don't
But
want to be. Right.
it can take time, and it can take practice, but you've got to have the vision.
Yeah.
I've seen where a client has come maybe to lose some weight, and where we go is to turn around their pattern of thinking of wanting to be alive again, wanting to move and get out there and be more fully present.
Yeah.
And so when we go to that place, then those inspired actions come. But I think of this one client who he started to have a condition that was supposed to be genetic start to reverse, and have these beautiful affirmations when he went to the doctors. But then he still kind of had that belief of, well, that doesn't make sense. This isn't real. And so he stopped.
Yeah.
And I think often we'll lose faith before we see it to the end, where, wow, doing yoga or taking walks really blesses my life. And then we forget and we get into an old pattern of thought or habit.
That ties in totally with what I see with helping people learn to be intentional with their money and, choosing where to put their money so that it does bring them the most joy and reduces stress, right? And the dreaded B word, nobody likes the B word, the budget, but if they give up before they see the results, then it's just, and I did that many times before we learned how to do it and sustain it and to have it be a way of life and to say, oh, that budgeting thing doesn't work. I've tried it, and I'm like, yeah.
Well, and let's talk about the mindset behind why would somebody not follow through with budgeting? Because I see this again and again. And to me, my belief is there's all kinds of different ways to get to the same place.
Mhm.
That like for somebody losing weight, I've seen people believe that I just need to eat more complex carbohydrates, or I just need to do this. And I'm not here to tell people how to live their lives,
Right.
but to let go of the anxieties and the fears so that they can be in that clear space where they find their path and their way. And I love that with budgets, where so often we think, oh, I've had a hard day, I deserve to buy myself something,
Mhm.
or oh, that was just terrible and I feel awful, so I'm going to treat myself to a piece of cake.
Yeah.
When we think that's gifting and giving to ourselves, but when it's completely the opposite,
Right.
where it leads to the guilt and the shame. So we may have that temporary feeling of relief, but in the long run, it doesn't serve us. It leads to more what I call lack action. So I love that you brought up budgets.
Right.
When you go to that, if you don't believe in the future, if you don't think, it's like, oh, it's hopeless, why are you going to budget?
Right.
You're going to spend now. It's like, let's spend while we still have the money.
Right.
I
And
mean,
there's a lot of people who feel that way, right? Who it doesn't matter what I do, I'm always going to have debt. I'm always going to have,
Oh, I've been there. I
insurance.
totally get
Yeah.
that.
And so
Or
you
where
give up.
I would hide away. It's like, well, I don't have money to pay my bills, so
I just
why
don't
the
look
heck
at
am I going to look at it? I don't want to know.
it.
If,
Right.
if you don't think that there's anything that you can do about it, if it's hopeless, again,
Yeah.
so I'll go to that place of let's let go of that attachment to it's hopeless.
Right.
Even though you don't know how it's possible, let's let that go and bring in that belief of, well, maybe it could work for me,
The what
maybe
if.
things could change, and then I'll help them build up that belief,
Mhm.
by, well, have other things changed in your life,
Yeah.
things that you thought were hopeless that have turned around and are different right now.
Right.
So
And I think as humans, it's really easy to not look at our successes, but only to look at the struggles.
Oh, yeah, that's such a big one. And that's a big part of my upcoming Joyful Abundance program, to help people appreciate right now. Because when you're just looking at all the negatives,
Mhm.
then you're robbing yourself of feeling good and enjoying
Right.
your life. And then you're developing patterns of thought and habit that line you up for more misery, because then that's your go to. Oh, yeah, we just focus on the problems,
Yeah.
that we just see what we don't have yet, and we don't give ourselves permission to see how far we've come.
Yes.
And we're trained up that way, I think, in society to be like that. Take this seriously. This is really serious.
Give
Feel
you a
bad
letter
about it.
grade for, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I love what you do, Penny. You were talking about how um, you help, you reassure people in the beginning that I'm not going to be judging you.
Right.
I'm going to meet you with support and love because it's like I think the people that are attracted to what I do, they appreciate that I've been there too,
Mhm.
and I still go there
Right.
so that I continue to welcome more abundance and prosperity, but I want more.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
Me too.
I want things to get better and better, and that we just don't have to judge or hate on ourselves, that takes us to that place of
Right.
leading to those lack actions. Like I'm not going to look at my finances. That was a big one for me, just to become aware of, well, what do you spend?
Right. Right.
Where is the money going?
Yeah. And that's where I think a lot of people come to me with that kind of guilt and shame around, you're going to be so appalled when you see my numbers. And I don't know if it's because I work with a bunch of people, I don't retain their numbers, but at the same time, it's not my money. I have my own stuff, my own money, right? You have yours.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't feel like it's my place to tell people. And I think that sometimes when people hear that, you're working with a financial coach, you feel like they're going to tell me how to spend my money. And I don't do that. I
Oh,
just say,
I love that.
what do you want to do with your money? What brings you joy? What's the peace? And if that debt is stressing you out, then of course we're going to work on how to get rid of the stress by eliminating the
Yes,
debt.
yeah, where we do these actions that lead to so much more stress. I think of a client I just worked with this morning, and um, she was talking to me last week about how I'm going to redecorate this part of my house because I have this big chunk of money coming in. And then I reminded her, well, your big goal is financial freedom, and all these choices that you made to use money to clear out your debt, and you started to save. How's that worked out for you? She's like, oh my gosh, it's been a life changer. I mean, she said it in different words, but I wake up happy instead of stressed with that cloud overhanging,
Right.
um, that follows me everywhere throughout the day. And so this week she was all excited. She said, oh my gosh, I've decided to take that and add it to my savings
Mm.
because things come up and I just feel so excited. And then she took that energy that she was going to use towards her project, and she said, oh, I've been having so much fun clearing out the clutter in my house,
Right.
moving things around, making it more simple and fresh, just what I wanted. And then it just feels so good to give to others.
Yeah. Yeah.
She had a channel that she gave different stuff to that was going to go to bless other people.
Right. Right.
So, because people think, I think that with hypnosis, I'm just going to wave a magic wand
You wait
and they'll
to have,
wake up with money in their account, which does happen when you're lined up with it.
yeah.
I've seen that again and again. Like this one woman I worked with who came to my Joyful Abundance course. She had been, I don't know how long she had her coaching business, but she wanted to attract clients, and she was basically working for people for free.
Yeah.
So, and she wanted to actually make some money at what she did, but she didn't feel like she had permission,
Mm.
because she wanted to give, and
Yeah.
but receiving is part of giving, and
Right.
we have more to give if we receive. And so within she did, okay, that was a session that she did, a prosperity session. And that month, she attracted two ideal clients that signed up for longer term packages, and she made $15,000.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. But then she went on to start to have, and I've seen this again and again, that we make it harder than it is. That I believe, um, that the universe, God, infinite intelligence wants to support and help us out. And when we're in that open and receptive state, beautiful things flow and happen.
Mm.
So that then she started to have kind of doubts, and which is good too, So to let people know, it is normal that you move forward and then you start to have more doubts that come up, more limiting ideas and beliefs. And then that's beautiful because then you can look at them and start to see things differently and keep
Right.
moving in that beautiful direction. And I'm sure you see that in your coaching again and
Yeah,
again. It's not an overnight process.
totally. And it's not really linear. It's kind of cyclical, right? Where,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
you don't necessarily like get good with your money and you're done. I feel like I'm still a
No.
work in progress, and people will be like, yeah, but you tell us that you're debt free. Well, yes, and I have bigger aspirations and I want to do more and I want to give more and I want to see more. And so how do you get from that place and to find your way out of that scarcity mode it is a practice, I think. It doesn't
Yeah,
necessarily just
yeah, and I love what you said. It's like, yeah, you say you're debt free, you own your own home, but you have bigger aspirations.
yeah.
And that's the kind of a message I'd like to give to you guys that are watching, that it's normal to be human. It
Mhm.
doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. So
Right.
maybe you have a lot of debt, or maybe you're debt free, but your business isn't moving anywhere.
Yeah.
That feels stagnant or slow. So what? Welcome to the human race.
Right.
That we're, yeah, where we think we have to prove ourselves, or as coaches or hypnotists or energy healers, that you're supposed to be perfect and have your life
Right.
together. um, yeah, to me it's like, I don't want somebody that has their life together, but if I'm going to sign up for a program, or I want results, and I want a system that's proven that works,
Yes.
and that they've had some results in their life from it, and they've had results from their clients. And I know that's what you have, and
Right.
I have that too. So to give yourself a break, to it's like, so what if your business is stagnant? So what if you're $100,000 in debt? It's like, you're in such good company. I don't know what the statistics are, Penny, but I think they're big for just about everybody
Yeah.
has some debt.
And they've gotten worse the last couple of years, is what I've
Yeah.
read.
Well, and I don't, what was it like for you during the pandemic? I know for me, in the beginning, my business,
Way slowed down. Yeah.
yeah, well, it went dead for a while, and I was meeting with clients I do Zoom and phone, but I also meet within at my office, and things dead.
Sure.
Still had clients they were coming in from, but that turned to be such a beautiful blessing. But I did go to that place of, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? If I would have had more savings or made different choices. And so it was beautiful. Those things came up, and it was my opportunity to practice,
Yeah.
to see things in different ways, and to use my self hypnosis tools and my own hypnosis recordings.
Well, and I think so much of what you do is super powerful and um, important, especially in our world right now, where there is a whole lot of feeling of scarcity and lack and fear and
Yeah.
health and
Yeah.
yada yada. But um, it does come down to personal choice and decision about what am I going to do with it. And for me personally, I'm pretty unplugged with news and kind of some of the stuff going on because it doesn't fill me up and I don't feel like it helps me.
Ooh, and that's what it's about. Where are you going to put your focus?
Yeah.
Where I'll talk to clients and they're like, "Oh, I'm so depressed." It's like, well, what's been going on? And oh, I've been watching the news.
I know, you're like, turn
That
my
often can just throw you totally off track. I mean, there's so much news out there. What are you going to focus on?
right,
There's news about so many beautiful things that are unfolding and happening.
right.
So I'm not saying that we should put blinders on. To me, I vote and I educate myself on the candidate and try to do the best that I can. But I'm not going to sit there and, oh, the drama, listen
Right.
to the minute by minute debates and listen to
Kind of
the
have to pick,
polls and,
yeah, pick your battles at some level and what you can focus on, I think.
yeah,
So
what the circle of influence, what
yeah,
can you
yeah,
control? One of my clients was talking about, oh, I'm just so upset about something in politics, and oh, I know what she said, slaves, that there's still slaves
Mhm.
here. And she was upset that other people didn't believe it. I
Mhm.
said, well, wouldn't your time be better spent? Focus maybe on whether it's money you can give or volunteering, instead of getting mad at friends who are perfectly lovely that they don't believe in it, but they do other lovely supportive things where
Right.
we'll get caught up in the drama,
Right.
and that can throw us off track. So
Well, Sharon, I feel like we could chat all day and probably will again in the future. And we hope to do some collaborating and do some stuff together. But
yeah, I'm looking
I
forward
want
to
you
that.
to share a little bit about how people can reach out to learn more about you and your programs. What's the best way for people to find you?
Well, go to, if you're on Facebook, you can join my free private Facebook group, which is to nurture that positive mindset. So I give these little joy shots, little inoculations of love. They're live videos,
Okay.
and I'll lead people in abundance meditations. I might teach them self hypnosis. And so all kinds of different support. I do a weekly joy message. And then if you really want to maybe go deeper, go to my website and you can get my free gift, which is a recording to let go of the mental junk. So to let go of those fears and anxieties, the guilt, the shame, um, the misguided beliefs that we learned along the way, and to let go of that attachment so that you have the space, just like clearing out a closet. If it's just filled up with junk,
Yeah.
even if you have useful things in there, it's going to be super hard to find them. And
Yeah.
then you don't have any space for the new stuff.
That's right.
So it's kind of like clearing out your closet, your organic computer closet, and getting rid of that mental junk. So to go to svensonhypnosis.com and you can sign up for that free gift if you want. You can
Okay.
fall asleep to it. You can listen to it when you're putting on your makeup, all kinds of different ways.
So you'll put those links in the comments
Yep.
below after we jump off here so
Yeah,
that people
absolutely.
can catch it, how they can find your Facebook page and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
would be great. So, well, thanks for coming today. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to stop this recording now. And I hope that you guys will follow up and get to know Sharon a little further. I've enjoyed it so far. So,
Thank you.
thanks. Bye.
Bye.